One more day in the NBA regular season, and the work begins as it always does here on the Splash Play channel. We're going to dig in and compare my projections. One of the industry leaders out there, our friends over at Stokastic. We'll see the top plays are, who the top value plays are. We'll also go game by game. We'll check the ownership along the way, see where the leverage theoretically lies one more time in this regular season. We'll have over to Stokastic, run a sim there, see what the top ROI lineups are. I'll do a hand build. Oh, for the last time. And at the end of the, though, we'll still be going throughout the playoffs, guys, but it's regular season. It's been a lot of work. And by the end of this video, guys, you'll know all of the industry's must plays along with my splash plays for today, April 10th, 2026. Let's get into it here. Hope it was a good NBA slate for you guys. It was a pretty good one for me. Actually felt really good about things. End of the night, though, Bub Carrington was in some of my best lineups, and he shit the bed something fierce, so that was not ideal. That said, though, was mostly a fun slate. I feel like we got a lot of things right in yesterday's video, and ultimately, that's all I care about, along with having a shot to win money. And did peter out from, I was top 5 at one point, ended up finishing top 100. That is the nature of the beast in NBA DFS. When you have the Bub Carringtons of the world and not the Malachi Smiths, our sweet boy from yesterday. But we got top projected players here. Let's start it out as we always do. Excuse me. We got Jalen Johnson up top here. 49 fantasy points for me, 50.3 for Stokastic, 18% ownership right now for the field. I've got him at 17.3%. So we are holding hands in a not so courageous way up top. The reality is you'll have money to spend on this slate. Do you need to go spend it up on Jalen Johnson? Maybe not so much. Atlanta at this point, I think they're happy just to be in the playoff mix, and they'll land where they land. But Jalen Johnson right now getting 34.7 minutes of the data. Cleveland not playing for anything at all. So certainly they can beat him up, then they could beat him up, I guess. But right now, I think the field's ownership right now at 18%. He has a ceiling, obviously, does Jalen Johnson on the slate. Even if he were to play limited minutes, still could break the slate in limited minutes if he puts up one of those fast triple doubles against a Cleveland team that is not really trying right now, or doesn't have to try. I guess they might still try. But with Donovan Mitchell being out, with Jaron Allen being out, expecting kind of a half effort today. So I think Jalen Johnson, okay play to get to, but not a priority like some other guys might be. Philadelphia, one of the teams likely full go today, trying to win. 54% owned by the field. I've got 40%. You've got no Joel Embiid. You are facing Indiana as well. Maxey, a guy that we got the other slate without Joel Embiid. I don't think it mattered that much to the slate, but still a player that has that 50, 60 fantasy point upside, and we don't have a lot of them on the slate in terms of our pay-up options especially. So for Tyrese Maxey right now, getting a lot of ownership for the field. I'm coming in low on that at 54% for the field. I'm getting 40. Do think that he's probably over-owned on a slate where it is a total dice roll almost across the board. Maxey, though, one of few players that will be trying and will be trying to win, and also can still play, high 30s minutes in these spots at this point. Number 3, we've got Jaylen Brown, 1% owned for the field. I'm getting 12% here. We got no Jason Tatum. Brown himself, I think, still a Q tag. Let me check the 2 o'clock injury report to make sure. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, still a Q tag, as you can see right here. NBA injury report PDFs, one of the most important things you could check this time of the year. But how it looks for Jaylen Brown overall, no Jason Tatum. A situation where that does open up more usage for Jaylen Brown generally, facing the Pelicans as well. A not great defense is going to be even worse because you're down all of your key guys there. No Sadiq Bey, no Zion, no Trey Murphy, no DeJounte Murray, no Herb Jones. So for Jaylen Brown, 9,900 if he plays. Think he can have an upside if he's going to be 1% owned especially. It's the kind of guy if you get 5%, if somehow he pays off, you'll have at least a shot to leap the field in a meaningful way. But Jaylen Brown, I think, worth the whatever ownership you can get. It doesn't have to be a lot at 1% ownership for the field. Bam Adebayo just keeps paying off lately. Now he's back against Washington again at 9,300 for Miami. The bad news is it looks like more guys will be playing than is currently expected. Actually, Stokastic just updated, so maybe make sure. I don't know what they got and what they didn't. Or they did get Hero, Powell, and Wiggins in because initially they did have those 3 out in their data. So with Bam Adebayo, those guys being in, Bam's still looking pretty good. 35% owned for the field. I've got him at 30. For Bam, obviously facing Washington, a situation that people will, some portion of the field think, oh, he might put up 80 real-life points again. He probably will not do that. That said, he does seemingly have more usage, have more upside lately, even in spots where Powell and Wiggins and Hero have been active. He's getting shots up, and I think it's been a surprise to me to see how much usage he's kept, even as these guys have gotten healthy and gotten back in. But obviously the team's, playing decently well right now. Miami, another team too, that should want to win. Do they need 4 quarters of play to win today against Washington? Not sure about that. But they should want to win for the play-in seeding and how that looks. So Bam Adebayo at 9,300. I get why the field's there, and I'm okay being at 30%, even though I'm a little bit lower than the field's 35. Evan Mobley, Fields at 4%. I'm getting 17 here. For Evan Mobley at 8,500, another guy benefiting from no Jared Allen. His rates go up. No Donovan Mitchell as well. I've got him at 45.2 fantasy points, a little bit higher than Stokastic at 40.6. It's still only getting in 17% of my lineups. Fields at 4%. You have so many places to go. I don't think Evan Mobley is a must-have play. He did really disappoint a couple games ago when we had no Allen and no Mitchell in. Mobley's rates come up to like 1.4, 1.5 fantasy points per minute this year in those situations. So then going back to there today and hoping that you get it right is not a bad thing. That said, Cleveland not playing for anything. There is no guarantee that Evan Mobley does get 4 quarters of real run. Jeremiah Fears, our thumbnail boy today, a smash the other day for the Pelicans. So Jeremiah Fears happy to go back there, even though the matchup is a lot tougher. That spot, the Pelicans put up 150 points going against Utah. Today, you're talking about a 100-point total going against Boston. But Jeremiah Fears, 32% usage in that spot against Utah. He will see the toughest defense. It seems like Derek White's going to play today. Jaylen Brown, whether he plays or not, the Derek White part does make you worry a little bit for Fears, but I think he'll get shots up. Fields at 26%, I'm at 43. I'm willing to ride with Fears because he really is like a high usage ball hog kind of player. Has not gotten to show that as much on the Pelicans this year because they've tried to act like contenders, playing legit players alongside of him. But in reality now is like a full tank mode the last couple games for the Pelicans is what Fears should have been getting for most of the season. And frankly, he's the kind of guy that can put up points even against Boston. With Boston also not really playing for anything real. Cooper Flagg, another guy chucking lately as he makes his Rookie of the Year campaign. I think he should win it just based on the fact that he's shown he can hold on to higher usage than Con Knipple has. And I don't get my good friend Josh Engelman always going like Cooper Flagg is a fraudulent campaign. It's like he's a high usage guy, does a little bit of rebounding, does a little bit of everything. Feel like for Cooper Flagg here, he can keep having that ceiling, but going against the Spurs with Wemby playing some amount of minutes today, likely to make his own final All-NBA/MVP candidacy, qualifying for those awards by hitting the games minimum. Not the best match for Cooper Flagg going against the Spurs. That said, a low-paced team, Battle of Texas. I don't know if that matters to Cooper Flagg. 7% owned. I'm getting that same 7%. Do think he's low owned for the field for a guy that can go off, but we are getting a healthier version of the Mavs team relatively. PJ Washington going to be out, but Bagley currently in the data. I guess Najee out still. I don't know. You could talk me into Flagg at that ownership. The projection, though, not really popping for me right now. Con Knipple, the fun Rookie of the Year to say, Flagg the actual one. I just think it's different to me. Is like, yeah, great 3-point shooting on a team that's suddenly in the playoffs. Like, that's awesome for the Hornets. Is that really your Rookie of the Year, though? Rookie of the Year is like your high usage gunner who put up 50 fantasy points, the youngest guy to put up 50. That's the Rookie of the Year. And you have to also do so much to unseat the guy who was like crowned before he even came in the league. I just don't see how Knipple did enough to do that. Karl-Anthony Towns, last of our top pay-up options here at 43 fantasy points. I really think not looking the best here again. The price tag at 9K plus, it's really been awful, but power forward center helps out. No Mitchell Robinson helps out a little bit as well. For Karl-Anthony Towns here, 2% for the field. I've got 4. Think that he, I guess, has a ceiling if the Knicks are going to be full go. I don't think they have to be today, though. FanDuel, your top protected guys, I imagine it'll look pretty similar here. Nikola Jokic. Actually, you know what? I forgot they have the extra games. Nikola Jokic, number 1 at 57.5. Jalen Johnson behind him. Maxey. They also have the OKC game where there are currently, I believe, 7 guys expected to be active. So Brandon Carlson popping up for me in a huge way on FanDuel. He's a must play pretty much. Evan Mobley, Bam Adebayo, Jaylen Brown, Cooper Flagg. FanDuel slate has some fun wrinkles, mostly because of that OKC slate being or OKC game rather being a disaster and a half. You're missing the entire actual rotation for the Thunder. So, Kenrich Williams season for the Thunder. Your top value plays, let's get into them. Before we do that, one quick ask, guys. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You guys know the deal here. If you've watched the videos all year long, you've seen me be here every single day doing the work Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. as I promised. So if you guys can help me out here, pay me back for that, fulfilling that promise by hitting that like button and subscribing. It really does matter a bunch, especially as we're going against 2 things right now, adding the NBA video daily, the NBA season, the NBA DFS tournament's cratering. It's been hard to kind of keep YouTube moving in the right direction. So I need your guys' support really on every video to hit that like button and subscribe as well. We're growing those numbers too. Appreciate that a bunch when you guys sign up. But really, if you want to see the videos, we're going to keep rolling on throughout the playoffs. So please make sure to show some support back if you can. Check out Stokastic, all their data, all their tools, 15% off the promo code SPLASH, best promo code in the biz. It's available year round. And also it supports this show. You sign up, I get some money back from them. Classic win-win. Make sure to sign up with the promo code SPLASH over there. Any package, weekly, monthly, monthly or yearly. Any sport you want as well, even if you do the all sport package, it's 15% off. So cheap stuff, expensive stuff, 15% off over at Stokastic. Get better DFS lineups in your life. And of course, my data plays pretty well over at Stokastic. You, in fact, export right away from my site to Stokastic if you're on the VIP tier, but check it out. $40 a month for data for the NBA, for the MLB, 100,000 contest sims I'm running here. My NFL best ball champion tool, underdogs, big tournaments filled, but still that draft tool is going to work all summer long as well. I'm trying to build stuff that makes gambling more enjoyable for me, gives me more upside, and sharing it all with you guys along the way as well. So please do check me out. $40 a month at Splashlight Podcast a month, or $20 too for the Squirt Squad tier if you want to spend less. And you can go weekly as well. Though you do pay more if you go weekly. So I recommend going monthly. Save some money for yourself. All right, so we got Tyson Etienne here, 48% owned for the field. I've got 51. Etienne played a bunch of minutes. In fact, real fast here, let's just go to the rotations page. Stochastics has been broken, by the way. I should tell somebody over there that it's been broken, but it's been broken for like a month, and I don't think anybody checks it over there. So I don't think I don't know if they know or what, or if they lost their data provider or something. But it's been broken for a while. So I still use the add more funds one. But you could see the Nets rotation yesterday. Of course, our guy Malachi Smith talked about him being a borderline lock button play, and he was for me, just a lock button play. Worked out pretty well. He played 40 minutes, but Tyson Etienne played 38. EJ Liddell played 36, almost 37. Trey Scott played 40. Jalen Wilson played 37. Today, you are getting Nolan Traore back in. That does change the equation a little bit, but Drake Powell is out. So really expecting a lot of minutes today for these Nets on the shortened rotation. So Tyson Etienne, been an okay producer overall, but would say for Tyson Etienne at this point, 48% ownership. I'm getting 51, not a big stand there, but at 3,600, I think he's the kind of guy that can break a slate here. His numbers, well, I'm hoping there's something here that like I go, he's at least a league average shooter, just shy of a 57.4% true shooting. So a little bit under league average, but close enough for a net. That's pretty good. And 41% from three for ATN. That's the number I knew I was going to want to talk about. He's also attempting 14 threes per game, or per 100 possessions rather. So for Tyson ATN, think he can be a guy that gets hot from three, playing a Milwaukee team that's been terrible. It's not the highest total here because Brooklyn does play slow, and Milwaukee's also playing pretty slow lately. But you know, we're not getting Pelicans, Utah from the other day. We're not getting Bulls, Wizards, but you think we're getting a game of teams that just are not good. And a guy like ATN, who actually hits his shots, I think can actually make some today. So I don't want to be under on the field's ownership. Micah Potter, 27% owned by the field. I've got 49 here. Potter, another guy benefiting from the shorthanded various teams across the board. Potter on an Indiana team getting only 109 implied points. But getting 29 minutes of the data right now, has played more lately. Micah Potter, I think the biggest thing for him is that if Jarris Walker's available, played him a lot yesterday. He's a guy that I talk about a lot when you're in these short shrift Pacers groups. He kind of takes most of the work away, a lot of the production away. But for the Pacers, you still have Kobe Brown, questionable. You have some more guys that could get ruled out today. So I don't think Potter's as good of a value as he might look in data right now. He's making half my lineups, but I think he's a decent one, and he could be a lot better one if you get a few of these guys out for Indiana. EJ Liddell, another guy who played a bunch of minutes yesterday, 4K salary, not a great producer, but he is a big man, so he can grab a few more rebounds just by the nature of the position that he's at. Fields at 2%, I'm getting 8. Think that he's a player that nearly almost entirely unowned by the field. He should be owned a little bit because he does have a pretty big ceiling, and he's not as obvious to play, I think, as your Malachi Smith after he hit yesterday, ATN with the minutes he played yesterday. Liddell at center, I think people are just not going to give up that spot for a guy like him quite as much. Malachi Smith and Trey Scott coming up a good amount for me. 40% for Malachi Smith for the field. I've got 38. Do have ATN coming up a little bit more. But Malachi Smith, like I talked about yesterday, does a little bit of everything. He hit yesterday, played a shitload of minutes. He's still not a great per minute producer, but if he does play to his upside more against Milwaukee, I mean, if he plays 38 minutes and puts up 1 fantasy point per minute, he's breaking the slate easily at 4,200. Trey Scott, similar thing at 4,200, not great contributor per minute, but still getting a lot of minutes, 23% owned by the field. I've got 27. So not as big of a stand as ATN, not as big of a stand as Malachi Smith for me or the field, but still getting him in about a quarter of my lineups, if not a third. Muklashvili, 4% for the field. I've got 8. You have no Murray Boyles, but you will have Pirtle. So Muklashvili, you will get some minutes here at 4,300. And Toronto, don't really know what they're playing for at this point, so he could get more minutes, I suppose, with Pirtle getting ramped down a little bit to save his back, I suppose, heading into the playoffs. Jordan Poole, Poole's price tag went up 2K. He did indeed get more expensive here. He is now a guy played a lot of minutes. He and Looney played most of the minutes alongside the young guys, PV, Poole, PV, Fears, and Queen. So for Poole, playing minutes alongside those guys, getting a lot of run, that's a positive for him. Go against Boston. Does he get the tougher defense or the Spheres? I guess that'd be the question. Do they give respect to the vet or just let Poole chuck as much as he wants and try to stop Fears? Because Fears can get rolling, I think, in a way that Poole's not gonna. Like, Fears can grab rebounds, get steals, do some stuff. Poole's just gonna chuck like he always does. So I don't mind Poole at 5K. 28% onto the field. I've got 30. There's just too many possessions to go around now for the Pelicans, even though they're facing a tough matchup against Boston. You take away all your top 5 guys getting usage. Guys like Poole, guys like Fears, guys like Queen. You have to take really long looks at them, even with the price tags coming up. And Marvin Bagley playing for a Dallas team where a bunch of dudes are not playing again today. For Dallas, you've got Bagley questionable. And if he doesn't go, Cisse, Tyler Smith, I guess, going to get those minutes at center alongside Dwight Powell, who's also questionable. Najee Marshall got moved to doubtful, so he's out of the data. That's going to help out Flag as well. Big Gafford, doubtful. Najee, doubtful. Lively, obviously out. He's been out all year. PJ Washington, doubtful. Brandon Williams, doubtful. Not a bad spot for Dallas overall. Bagley, though, I don't know why he would play today. Yeah, I think this could be one of those things that Bagley's barely getting played. I guess if he were to go, he's probably worth a look. But more likely than not, I would think he doesn't go, and I'd probably consider Cisse, Tyler Smith potentially as well. But Cisse most likely would be the one that would come up the most. FanDuel, your top values. Does it look any different? Let's see. It looks a lot different. I keep forgetting the OKC game. Brandon Carlson and the Jazz, too. It looks entirely different on FanDuel. Brandon Carlson, number 1 on FanDuel. Kenrich Williams, number 2. These guys are all for the Thunder, 10x or more values. They are 2 shorthanded today, are the Thunder, because they're not playing any of their legit rotational guys besides like Wiggins and I think Dort. Carlson, Kenrich Williams, Wiggins, McCain, all 10x plus values on FanDuel. You'll be playing a lot of Thunder today. Blake Hinson, Oscar Tshiebwe, almost 8x values on FanDuel. They're popping up, but not nearly as much as the Thunder. Nikola Topic looking pretty good as well at 3,500, point guard only. Jemai Meshack on there. FanDuel looks like the slate you want to play if you really want your cheap, like, tanking season guys. Not that the Thunder are tanking, but, like, my God, that's all too cheap for a team that's pretty obviously going to rest a bunch of dudes. All right, let's go game by game here, guys. Before we do that, again, another ask. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really does matter a bunch for me here. I'm just one guy showing you my work every day this regular season across the NBA. Of course, the MLB now as well, doing those videos usually at 12 p.m., but if there's an early slate, we're doing a little bit earlier. But that's the work I do here as best I can for you guys. DFS might be shrinking, but I'll still keep riding with you guys as much as I can because I enjoy what I do here. And the data, too, lends itself well to prop betting, lends itself to whatever else you're playing out there. Your daily is an underdog if you guys are doing that. So show some love if you can, and I'll keep showing up here as well. If you guys hit that like button and subscribe. Of course, check out Stokastic as well. All their data, all their tools, 15% off that promo code SPLASH. Click the link down below, then use that promo code SPLASH when you're about to pay, and you get that money off right away. Any package, weekly, monthly, or yearly, best promo code you'll find because it supports this show and also gets you something really meaningful to make your DFS play better. So check it out for yourself. Promo code SPLASH, SPLASH, over at Stokastic. And my site, splashplaypodcast.com, all the data. Of course, you see the QR code on screen as well throughout. But check it out for yourself. $40 a month for VIP, $20 a month for the Squirt Squad tier. Price is going to stay that way throughout the summer. So make sure you're getting on board now if you can. All my sports rolled up into one: NBA, MLB, and NFL. And of course, I am doing data daily for the NBA and the MLB, Monday to Saturday, doing the work for all that stuff. So check it out here, splashplaypodcast.com, the home of 100,000 simulations. I'm the only one doing that right now. And I do think it does, lend itself to some meaningful things in the data that pop up across 100,000 sims that might not in 10K, or 5K, as some of the sites are giving you. Let's go game by game here. We're going to go fast because I think we've covered as much as we possibly can relative to a slate that's going to change 100 times over by the time we get to lock. Miami at Washington, one of your best totals on the slate, 245.5 combined points here. Heat getting 131.5 implied. That said, they're full strength today, or looking like they're going to be full strength. Obviously, that could change. Bam Adebayo, the one coming up the most, feels at 35%. I have 30. Obviously, the ceiling should be the highest for Bam out of all these guys. The fact that Hero, Powell, and Wiggins could be playing today, not a great thing. You want to see those guys out if you want to go Bam's ownership, match that ownership rather in a meaningful way. Pele Larson, another guy I think does benefit from this matchup, but really wish for him as well that you had Hero, Wiggins, Powell out. You kind of need that secondary usage, secondary opportunity to open up for Larson to have the kind of ceiling you want. But shooting guard, small forward, 5,100. I think he's vaguely in play as a guy that makes lineups work. Wizards on their side, Julian Reese coming up a bunch again. Obviously not the matchup that he's going to be able to crush quite as much as Chicago, Utah, those kind of spots that we've seen him do well in lately. Facing Miami here should be a spot where the ceiling is going to be high relative to the pace. Julian Reese, though, if he got eaten alive by Bam Adebayo at 44% ownership, I'd be a little bit scared. But Reese playing big minutes lately. I won't go to the minutes tab here because otherwise we'll be doing that way too much. But Reese, is Hero out now? And Powell down, 7 minutes ago. Okay, good. So that's helpful to know. So that's going to make Bam look better, but good. Appreciate the correction by Isaac here. Your Reese, 39 minutes yesterday, and that was with some foul trouble too. 36 before that, 44 before that. You're also missing Champagny, who they like to go to as a small ball 5. So I think Julian Reese will play the minutes. I just worry that he gets his ass kicked in the spot because he's still not a good player. Jameer Watkins, 11% owned by the field. I'm getting 4. Sure. Sharif Cooper played very little yesterday. Kind of sucked. Like, Bub didn't play enough, but Cooper didn't really play enough either, even though he outproduced Bub in that spot. Will Riley's still getting a good amount of minutes, but he's 6,800. I feel like more should be popping up here, but Julian Reese being mega chalk. Not sure if you want to be that high on him, given the fact it's first game on the slate. And if we don't know the status of a bunch of players, or we just get guys scratched late, it can get weird. Shout out Jeff here. I've only profited because of the show. Thanks for the work you put in. I appreciate that bunch. And again, it does get better if you sign up at the site. Really do recommend for you guys that have had some decent results. Sign up at splashplaypodcast.com because you're really only getting a taste here for what you're seeing on screen. And I really think too, the player matrix updating for a lot of you guys in particular would help you out. But shout out to you guys that have done well this year, whether you're just watching the videos or you are signing up the site, because I know we've had a lot of success for both. Pistons at Charlotte here, 226.5 over under. Pistons, not a team I'm going to today. You've got Cade back in. You've got the team at full strength, but also not going to play, the full amount of minutes that you'd want to see because they're locked in playoff-wise. But they'll play enough. Probably one of those things where the equivalent of an NBA team or an NFL team, rather, when they're in the playoffs, they kind of play one quarter. That's it in the preseason. Or, at the end of the year when the games don't really matter, but they want to keep consecutive game streaks going, kick off the rust. It's probably the equivalent of what you're getting for Detroit. I wouldn't play anybody here on the slate. Charlotte, kind of similar things here, but LaMelo's coming up. Charlotte, I don't even know what they're playing for. I don't think much. Fields at 16% on LaMelo. I guess if he were full effort here and plays 30 plus minutes, sure, but I don't trust that. I really don't think I'd play the Hornets on the slate. Surprised that we're getting this much LaMelo for the field. And as a result, I'm getting some. He looks okay at 8,800, but I think I'd rather spend that money somewhere else. Cleveland and Atlanta. Highest owned guys, James Harden right now, but as we talked about for Cleveland, they're not playing for anything. I think they're locked to the 4 spot. So what do we get if they play? Probably not a lot. Obviously, it does look a little bit better with no Mitchell, no Allen. But even with Harden and Mobley at 85, 8,600, I think that's okay price tags. But I don't want to go crazy on them. Getting Mobley at 17%, the field's at 4. If I were building a lineup, though, by hand, or if I were just like selecting players to kind of lock into a core, Mobley would not be near that group of guys today. I just don't trust the minutes. Craig Porter Jr. probably benefits from no Donovan Mitchell, but it's not the same as it used to be with Dennis Schroeder in the mix now. So I think for Porter Jr. at 3,300, decent value, and he might hit a ceiling. I think I would need Harden to be out, though, to really go to Craig Porter Jr. across a lot of lineups. Hawks on their side, how much are they trying here? I'm not really confident in that either. I do think, actually, let me real fast pull up the standings. I forget where the Hawks are. Hawks 45 and 35. So they're trying to hold off the Magic as it relates to play-in. So they're going to be full go. Raptors, same thing, though I think they might have a tiebreaker. I forget offhand. But for the Hawks today, so, that does help a little bit. For Jalen Johnson, as long as the Cavs are making a full effort, you could probably expect then 4 quarters run for Jalen Johnson. There is a trickle-down effect, though, where if Cleveland is not playing for anything and they're not, then the Hawks might end up not playing quite as hard if they don't have to. But either way, these guys, nobody above 20% ownership for the field or for what I'm getting. Jalen Johnson playable, Okongwu playable. Those price tag has come back up for when he's really no particular reason, went to 5,900 with Landale being out. Alexander Walker still probably has a ceiling. Dyson Daniels, similar thing. Not priority plays, but if the guys mix in the lineups, I think that's totally fine. especially again having confirmed, which I should have done earlier, but it's hard to remember who's doing what. Pelicans 103.5 implied points going against Boston. Brutal total for a team that just put up 150 against a Jazz team that obviously was not trying very hard and playing some dog shit guys. But Derek Queen, Jordan Poole, Jeremiah Fears, that is your core of guys. Micah Peavy, with his price tag being up, I would not be getting there as much, but he will also play a good amount here. The Pelicans wanting to play their 3 rookies, and then the 3 rookies that actually matter, not like your G League guys. Poole 30% for me, 28% for the field. Queen getting 38%. The field's at 50. It's not a great matchup for him going against Boston, but just removing the Missy, Zion Williamson portion of things will give him pretty much unlimited run. Fears, again, I like a lot here. Think he will get his shots up unless Boston dedicates themselves to stopping him and Poole goes nuts. That's maybe your risk point. Perhaps you play Poole more in lineups without Fears. That could be a way to approach things. But I like Fears, man. Fears really gunned against Utah that last game. Obviously went nuts, put up, I think, 60 fantasy points there. I'm not just saying it because he had one good game. That's the kind of player he is. He really is not a great shooting guy. 53% true shooting on the year, but the crush of his usage, the ability or the desire to get shots up, that's there for Fears in a big way. And I think he'll keep doing that in this group where it's built around getting him usage right now, him and Queen. For Boston on their side, if Jaylen Brown were out, it would look different here. More Derek White, more Peyton Pritchard for sure. Then you could also take your shots on Shireman, Walsh, those kind of guys, Hauser, I suppose. But really right now with Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, not seeing them too much. Their 5% plays max, and really they don't grade out super well. Jaylen Brown has a ceiling, maybe puts up a big game because he can qualify for all NBA. I don't know. I don't know what his motivation really would be here. But no Tatum, you can always spike the usage a little bit higher. So I'm getting 12% when the field's at 1. There's something to Boston here, but I think there'd be a lot more of the field there. If you got Jaylen Brown out, and then it's Derek White and Peyton Pritchard getting all the run they want. At that point, it'd be safe to question, though, does Boston even want those guys to play a bunch? So that's, I guess, the push-pull of all these situations in the NBA, and what a fucking mess. Toronto going against the Knicks here, 219.5 over-under. Not a lot to love right now. You do have Quickly out, but even with the rate uptick for these guys, nothing coming up too much. Mamukelashvili getting more guaranteed run with no Murray Boyles helps out a little bit. At 4,300, I suppose he's an okay value. Fields at 4%, I'm getting 8. We have better values with better roles, like teams that don't have their Barnes, don't have their Barrett, don't have their Ingram. It's hard to like Mamu when he has those guys there. Knicks on their side, really not seeing much come up here, but if you have money to spend, obviously Brunson and Towns can win you a slate, but probably only doing it 4% of the time, 5% of the time, at least according to my 100,000 contest sims. Anunoby, under 5. I don't see playing the Knicks here today, really. Sixers with no Embiid. Maxi's the one getting the most ownership, 54% for the field. I've got 40. Obviously, he can pay off, but there's a lot of ways that lineups can come together without Maxi that can still win you a lot of money. Again, I think Maxi, one of those players that does have a real ceiling, but yesterday he got played so much, and he only put up 37 fantasy points, and that was with, relatively decent day playing 33 minutes. There's just no guarantee that Maxi's going to play, crazy high amounts or just go nuts in the minutes that he has. They still have enough guys now. Like Paul George is there. Matchup's definitely better though than it was versus Houston. Paul George, 19% owned by the field. I'm getting 18 and change as well. 8,300. He's got a ceiling. Look, these guys are trying to win. They're playing Indiana. I think it's all positive stuff. And the matchup's better than it was against Houston. So maybe I'm poo-pooing Maxi a little bit too much, but that's a lot of Maxi ownership. And Paul George, honestly, a lot for him too, is a 4.8x value guy in a slate where we have, unlimited 7x, 8x guys. Pacers 109 implied points. Again, we need to know the Q tags here, who's playing and who's not, because Indiana does have a bunch of guys hanging over our heads right now. That said, as it is for Micah Potter, he's the only one really coming up for you, making half my lineups across 100,000 contest sims, my winning lineups, that is. Fields at 27%. He's at 4,400, can be a good contributor. I'd like to see a few guys out, though, if I'm going to get that much of Micah Potter. Not a great total for the Pacers here with 109 implied points. The matchup as well against Philly. It's a team that's actually decent. They're not in the shit tier like Chicago playing Washington. That's been going on a lot lately. Jazz playing the Pelicans. That's basically it. Brooklyn going against Milwaukee here, and thanks, Spags. Crucial DFS night tonight. Is it crucial? This feels so not crucial, but there's still money to win. Again, I still like the 20K tournaments. I really wish we were still at 50K a night. I think that would make me feel a little bit better about things. I like these slates. It's a mess. It's a mess, and really, I think your chance of winning to me feels lower on these kind of slates because something's going to hit at like 3K and put up 50 fantasy points. And it might be something too that's like not at lock, but develops as the slate goes on. I think there's definitely, it's a tough slate. It's like a lot of guys, though, a lot of chalk consolidating. You think LaMelo gets 35 plus run again? Do I think that? I don't know. I don't know what the Hornets are really trying to do at this point for themselves because they're just locked into their play-in spot. I suppose they could get out of that first play-in game if they win and the Sixers lose. So they might be playing for that. So it's possible they get to 35 again. But a lot of this stuff can unravel pretty easily. So I'm not full confidence in it because they're playing. Hold on. Just want to make sure they're playing Detroit, right? Yeah. So they're playing Detroit. Like Detroit's not playing for anything. So if Detroit's not playing for anything, that might mean that they pull guys earlier, which means that Charlotte pulls guys earlier if they're safely in the lead. So that's sort of the stuff that you have to consider here in a way that you're not normally considering on an NBA DFS slate. All right, we're back here, game by game. Brooklyn at Milwaukee, 218.5. But a good question, though. 218.5 over under here for this game. ATN's one picking up the most field ownership. I'm getting the most of him as well at 51%. Fields at 48. Like I talked about, he's just been a good shooter this year, in particular from three, 41% overall from three, 83% from free throw. So on the Nets, that does matter. Malachi Smith also been shooting well. That said, he is getting less shots up, only 15% usage compared to 20% for Tyson Etienne. But Malachi Smith hit for us yesterday. Do you think the field's now going to flock to him a little bit more as a result? But both guys played high 30s minutes, if not 40 minutes yesterday. So for Etienne, Malachi Smith, Trey Scott, similar things here. I really don't have an issue playing them at this point. Especially like right now, Stokastic has Chaney Johnson, Agbaji getting minutes. Those guys didn't play yesterday. They might be out of the rotations. So you might get another 7-guy rotation for the Nets. You are getting Traore back in, though. So that does kind of change the math a little bit from what it was yesterday. EJ Liddell played a bunch yesterday. I'm happy to take an 8% shot at him if the field's at 2. Ben Saraff was the best per minute guy yesterday, playing only, what did he play? Like 30? He played 28 yesterday, but did put up 35 fantasy points in that spot. 19, 5 and 5 or 5 and 6. Ben Saraff, I think, is probably your best fantasy per minute guy out of this group, but he won't play the most minutes because they just want to run the other guys to the ground a little bit more. But really for the Nets, I think you're getting one guy in a lineup. Usually, I think if you're getting 2 guys, it's not a bad thing either. There's just so much usage to go around here. And I do think, too, if you were to take the 35, 36 minutes that they're giving to Chaney Johnson and Agbaji out, these guys look even better. It's just the nature of having really limited rotation potentially, and the Nets have been going real limited lately. Milwaukee on their side, really not a lot to love here. Ryan Rollins not getting enough minutes at 9K to go to. Only 25.5 minutes at Stokastic data. He can play a little bit more potentially. He played 33 last game, but I'm not sure I'm confident enough at 9K to go there on this slate. Taurean Prince playing a lot of minutes lately, coming off his neck injury. He's looking like the best version of himself for a Milwaukee team that just has a limited possessions to go around. But at 4,800, I don't see getting there a lot. I've only got 3%. The field's at 2. That's really it for Milwaukee. Tough game. That game should be like fun, but the teams are slow and the total is brutal. Could beat out the total though, I think. Magic at Chicago, 243.5 over under here. Like we talked about, the Magic are trying to stave off the play-in. If the Hawks lose, Magic, I believe, would make it over them. So then the Hawks would be in the play-in and the Magic would not. So those are 2 teams trying to win. Really that, just to kind of put a bow in it, because I know I kind of breezed through this faster. Didn't spend as much time in it as my good friend Josh did on the strategy show. Raptors, Hawks, Magic, Sixers, Hornets, I would say all trying to win. Heat, I don't know why the Heat would be needing to win. I think they're locked into the 10 no matter what. But that group though, Raptors, Hawks, Magic, Sixers, Hornets. Again, I'll show you the screen here in case you guys are visual people. They're all playing for something here. There might be tiebreakers that wouldn't knock the Raptors all the way down. Again, I didn't do this prep beforehand. I apologize. There's only so much I could do on a given day. But I think Heat's pretty well locked in. I think for these guys, though, they're all going to play. Even if like they might have a tiebreaker, I think the teams will still play like they need to win today. The Magic, one of those teams, just like we talked about here, they've got everybody available today. You've got Wagner, you've got Suggs back in. Obviously, those 2 guys, Black as well, playing less minutes than they have historically with Black and Wagner. But I think for the Magic, Banchero, always has a ceiling. Hard for me to love him, though, at 15% ownership. I'm getting 13, mostly because the Fields ownership is already there, if I had to guess. Bane at 3%. I'm not getting him today. Suggs at 7%. I'm getting that same 7. I just don't see the Magic being a team you like, but they're playing the Bulls. Bulls don't want to win. Magic do. So the Magic might put like a real NBA Cup style ass kicking on the Bulls, and it wouldn't be a shocker. That said, if it gets to a certain point of lead, like you don't play Banchero, you don't play the starters anymore, I would think. Bulls at 114 implied points. The most ownership coming for Leonard Miller. He hit in a major way yesterday. I was glad to see him pay off because he was in a lot of my lineups. He's 5,300 now. It's 37% owned by the field. The big thing here is that Buzelis, if he's in, I do think Miller's a little bit hard to trust just because Buzelis will take possessions away in a pretty real way, even if he's only playing, mid 20s minutes, somehow low 20s minutes perhaps. But he could end up playing a lot more just because it is sort of the, last couple games for the Bulls here. Buzelis might want to put up one more monster score to close out the year. You have no Giddey, so that's a positive for these guys. But Trey Jones not popping up for me today, even with the Bulls getting the rate uptick they get without Giddey, without all the various other Bulls that are no longer there or not available today. I think it's mostly Miller and Sexton here. Sexton getting the benefit as well as shooting guard, small forward eligibility. And he and Trey Jones is popping in my data in a big way. Really helped me out a lot yesterday. They both hit. So I think there are worlds where you can play those guys together and they're not nearly as owned with their salaries being up. Dallas at the Spurs. Again, we got Najee Marshall ruled out. So that does make that a little more secure here. But Cooper Flagg still not popping really in my data, even with Najee out of the data, even with some of the other guys that are not available already out, PJ Washington, etc. Gafford. But we could get more guys out for the Mavs. I think that would make the situation look better for Cooper Flagg. That said, at 9,700, you're mostly just hoping that he keeps chucking. And against the Spurs, that chucking might not carry him as far because they do have a decent defense, and they're getting Wemby back, it seems. On the Spurs side, Wemby probably not going to play enough minutes here, only getting 21 minutes in Stokastic data. I don't think we're going there. He does make everybody else look less good as well because of being in, like how you would pay 8K for Castle. Spurs are just not playing for anything. They're locking into their playoff seeding. So I don't think we need to play the Spurs much today. Wemby's going to play, though, but at 11-5, don't touch him. And that's that entire slate. FanDuel, there's more games, guys, but if you are a FanDuel lover, you got to look at the site yourself and get it for yourself. But let's go over to the sim results right now. We'll hop over to Stokastic and run their sim. My top sim win rate, guys, and this is going to move. Keep that in mind because we just don't know enough about the slate yet. Still have a bunch of injuries to update for as the day goes on. But Tyson ATN, 51% sim win rate for me across 100,000 contest sims. Fields at 48. Obviously not a big stand there, but right now he's a guy making half my lineup safely. Micah Potter makes half my winning lineups as well at 49%. Fields at 27. It's a big stand on Micah Potter. I'd feel better if we got a few more Pacers out for sure. Julian Reese, 45% for me. Fields at 44. Jeremiah Fears, 43% for me. Fields at 26. Tough matchup against Boston, but too many possessions to go around for Fears. FanDuel-wise, Tyson ATN as well. Actually, no, never mind. It was updating. I should have remembered that it was going to be the Thunder, guys. I'm an idiot. Aaron Wiggins, 80% overall. Fields at 60% owned. So Aaron Wiggins looking pretty good here. Obviously, like we talked about, Thunder guys on FanDuel, they were not priced. Like, FanDuel didn't even think for a moment, the Thunder aren't playing for anything. They might sit some guys. No. They kept them at their exact same bench-ass roles, even for guys that don't ever play. So Wiggins at 41, Carlson at 3,700 on FanDuel, Kenrich Williams, Kenny Hustle, my boy at 3,700. All these guys have a 70, 80% sim win rate, and frankly, I would just lock them in and just deal with it. McCain, also 58% here. Fields at 43. It's Thunder on FanDuel. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning, feel the thunder. Micah Potter, 98% of the time he's breaking 5X. Goga Batate, 97% of the time he is doing it. Though really surprised to see him popping up that much. Playing more minutes lately with Wendell Carter banged up, though. EJ Liddell, 96% of the time, he's 5Xing. Tyson ATN does it 94% of the time. Those are your top guys on DraftKings. 6Xing the most is Micah Potter in my data, 85% of the time. Again, feels like a bit much, but I now get why he's popping up so much in my sim results. EJ Liddell, 79% of the time, he is 6Xing. Tyson Liddell, 78% of the time, he is 6Xing his price tag. And Goga Batate does it 75% of the time. On FanDuel, it's going to be all OKC. 100% of the time, Brandon Carlson 5Xs and 6Xs. 100% of the time, Kenrich Williams 5Xs, and 99% of the time, he's 6Xs. That's crazy. Wiggins, 100% of the time, he 5Xs, and then 98% of the time, he's 6Xs. Just play those boys on FanDuel. That's all I could say. FanDuel continues to be a stupid site for idiots. I hope you guys enjoy it, but like really, that is fun. Like I think it's fun, but come on. Fucking make a little bit of effort, guys. Put him at 4K, the least. But let's go to Stokastic next. We'll build out a sim with no interference from me here. Looks like they just updated their data at 220, but not ownership. So we'll see how that goes. Before we get to this part of things, guys, please do help me out, though, and hit that like button and subscribe. Again, I sometimes mention here, likes might seem like a vanity metric, but in reality, it does mean getting more impressions on YouTube, getting more subscribers, getting more revenue from it, obviously getting more people. When you get more views, more people sign up for my site. Really important part of the equation here when you guys hit that like button. So please do it if you can down below. And of course, it is the regular season finale here, so your likes, your super chats, your whatevers do go a long way here because, boy, it's been a lot of work this NBA season. Stokastic, 15% off all their data, all their tools. Use promo code SPLASH over there if you want to get that money off right now. Best promo code in the biz to get off at Stokastic right now. So go over there, get great DFS lineups, and save 15% off any package. Idiot-proof, great DFS lineups for any package, weekly, monthly, yearly, any sport you want as well. And, of course, my site, SplashPlayPodcast.com. That's a big one. If you guys have enjoyed this video all NBA season long, nothing more that you can do or nothing better you could do to support getting more of that and to ensure that I do this forever, as long as DFS exists at least. If you guys sign up at SplashPlayPodcast.com, VIP tier is $40 a month, Squirt Squad tier $20 a month. You will get your money's worth because you're getting data for the NBA, for the MLB, all playoffs long. Of course, MLB regular season just starting off here. NFL right now, my best ball champion tool is better than 99% of the products out there for best ball. That's what I'm building. It's stuff that I know will work and work well for me and for you guys. So check it out at SplashPlayPodcast.com. The more, the merrier, because the more you guys sign up over there, the better. And again, I've always said it, if all of you guys who watch the video signed up, I'd be here just printing money. I'd be here laughing, go, ha, 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 oh, I don't have a care in the world. That's how every stream would go. It wouldn't be great content, but, you know, I'd be pretty happy. We got our top ROI lineups here. Chat's help metrics also? Sure. I don't know if that's actually true. I think you want to believe that, but sure. Yes, chats help as well. Malachi Smith, Jared, really the money spending ones help the most, but the like button does help. Malachi Smith, Jeremiah Fears, Leonard Miller, Jalen Johnson, Muklashvili makes it in this top ROI lineup. Again, we got a lot of values, and you're getting the guy who's just the backup center. It's weird. And also not in a great matchup. Cooper Flagg, Trace Scott, Marvin Bagley makes it. Stokastic data always loves Bagley. Got to point out for like the 10th time this year, Bagley was so much better before he went to Dallas. Like, he's been better in every stop than he's been at Dallas. Obviously, if you get enough guys out, I'll play Bagley, but I feel like he won't play today. Number 2 ROI lineup is LaMelo Ball, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Colin Sexton, Scotty Barnes. Julian Reese makes this one. Tougher matchup, but still a high-paced one against Miami. Malachi Smith makes it. Trace Scott makes it. Muklashvili makes it again. So you're getting similar values in these top lineups, at least so far. Number 3, we've got Cooper Flagg, Jeremiah Fears, Leonard Miller. Micah Potter makes this one. Julian Reese in this one. Malachi Smith, Paolo Banchero, Muklashvili. Okay. Number 4, James Harden, Jeremiah Fears, Colin Sexton, Evan Mobley, Julian Reese, Tyson Etienne, Leonard Miller, and Muklashvili again. This is so much Muklashvili. He's in all of the top 5. And number 5, Jeremiah Fears, Jordan Poole, Brandon Miller, Derek Queen, Julian Reese, Cooper Flagg, Micah Potter, and Muklashvili one more time. I just feel like on a slate where like you have so many teams that are missing like all these legit guys, I can't imagine living on the hill of Muklashvili. Like, that just seems crazy to me. Again, he's a little bit cheap, but and Pirtle is like playing limited minutes. Still weird. 44% ROI from Mamu here. He's your number 1 guy, but like a wide margin. It's crazy. Maybe they just think he's going to be low owned. We'll see in a moment. Cooper Flagg, positive ROI at number 2. Goga Batate at number 3. Backup centers du jour on this slate. Also, it just seems crazy. Marvin Bagley, 4th overall, 2% ROI for him. And then Trey Scott, number 5 with a 1% ROI instead of Peyton Pritchard. Overall exposures, I didn't favorite them. Too shocked by the amount of Mamu they're giving me. Again, I always hate like poo-pooing Stokastic plays because they win people so much money, and like, the results really do speak for themselves at a certain point. But man, this is like so much Mamu, and it's just a weird stand to have on a slate of this size. Trace Scott, 51% exposure, Fields at 24. I mean, that one I get. Again, the Brooklyn guys playing a bunch, so you get how that would happen. I think Mamu played 19 minutes last game. Pirtle only played 17. And Murray Boyles played 22. I think they're just assuming that Mamu takes all of Murray Boyles' minutes, basically, or like the vast majority of them. And I'm just not sure I buy that. But Mamu, 5% owned by the field. They're giving you 47. It's a massive stand. I want to get why. I just feel like this is going to drop when we get closer to lock. Better plays than Mamu, why play him? I mean, the reason why play him is like Stokastic thinks he's a really good play. But yeah, I'm confused by it. I think it's a lot. And I think it's going to probably come down as they update. Julian Reese, 43% ownership. Fields at 45. That's also part of it is that they might have given him more minutes and they didn't update the ownership. So like you're getting kind of an inflated amount because he thinks he's underowned and he's not going to be as underowned. But trying to give them some grace here because like you usually don't get a weird play like that out of nowhere. Julian Reese, 43% owned by the field. They're giving you 45. That one makes sense. I mean, he's playing a lot of minutes. Would have played more if he didn't have fouls in that first half yesterday. Leonard Miller, 39% owned. You're getting 44. I'd feel better about that number if you had Buzelis out. And Tyrese Maxey at number 5, 55.5% owned. They're giving you 42. So you are fading him, but you are still getting him in about 40% of your lineups. Malachi Smith, basically the same number as well. Your highest leverage plays, you're getting Mamu, 42%. Trey Scott, 26% more in the field. Guys, we've already talked about. Cooper Flagg, you're getting 16% more in the field. Field's only playing about 7%. And they're giving you 23. Bagley, 15% leverage on him. If he plays, he's got a lot of opportunity. I'm just not so in love with that. 25% exposure for Bagley. Fields at 10. And then Jordan Poole, 39% exposure across Stokastic's top 150. Fields at 28. It's 11% leverage on him. James Harden, similar number at 11% leverage as well. All right, guys, let's do the hand build. Last handy of the regular season, so let's try to satisfy the fellas one more time. The Carter have foul trouble or something. I mean, he was banged up coming into the game, so I presume that's it. I don't recall if he had foul trouble. I'm not going to look up the Wowie real fast to see. But I do know he had the good last game. I'm just not sure that that's why he's popping up. I think it's that they like, if I had to guess, is that they like the cheap center value. And that's why you're getting Goga and Mamu looking like plus ROI plays, but I don't know. All right, Goga, pulling up the hand build, but real fast for that question. All right, we got last game, April 8th. Why is it not pulling him in? Oh, come on, Wowie. I just defended you. I said at least your thing worked. No, it's not working for Orlando. All right, well, I guess we'll never know Wendell Carter's foul issues or lack thereof, unless somebody else knows it in chat. All right, let's go back to the hand build now. Let me pull up the player matrix over here. All right, point guard would be ETN for me, Tyson ETN. I have him as a 51% sim win rate. My next closest guy is Fears at 43. So ETN makes it at point guard. Fears is my next guy up at shooting guard. I don't mind Malachi Smith either at 38% sim win rate. But Fears I have at 43, so he'll be the first one I put in here. Again, if you ever use my data at splashlightpodcast.com, never need to ask me neither or, both for my sanity and yours, but also because the data just tells you what I would tell you anyway. Whoever's got the better projection and sim win rate, that's the guy I would play. That's the reason you build this stuff. Small forward. Leonard Miller's coming up the most for me, 32%. Colin Sexton at 20. Paul George at 18. That's an easy one for Leonard Miller, I think, in terms of being the first small forward I would put in. Power forward, my top guy would be Micah Potter right now, 49% sim win rate for him. Derek Queen, number 2 at 38. We will go Potter first here. Potter, oof. Comfortable to get Potter, but if he's going to start again, I think that'd be a positive. My center would also be Potter at 49%, but Julian Reese not that far behind at 45. Julian Reese could be a little bit overowned, but he is still a top win rate guy for me, so we will put him in. Guard. Guard now would be, I think, Malachi Smith, 38%, a sim win rate for him. Though Maxey I have at 40. Let's put in Maxey first. We might need Malachi Smith to get all the players we want. Actually, maybe not, because Derek Queen would be my forward pick here. We've not put him in yet. And that leaves us 8K left. Stephon Castle, Ingram. Ooh, tough group that I don't like very much. Though Ingram went for 55 the other day. And as we talked about, the Raptors are playing to ensure that they don't get sucked into any sort of worse positioning situation. So I guess I get it. 8,800. Okay, we got 8K or less. Hold on. That was April 1st, not April 8th. April 8th was the one that we're talking about. Okay, so 8K or less. Ingram has a 2% sim win rate for me. Hero 3. Then you got to go all the way down to Brandon Miller at 7,300. I have him at 13%. Yuck. I think I'd go Ingram here, I guess. Because you guys said Hero's out, right? So here's the handy, final handy. We'll see if it's a positive number. ATN fears. Nah, it's not. Miller, Potter, Reese, Maxey, Queen, and Ingram. I just feel like it doesn't like Ingram. Might not like, well, no, it didn't mind fears. I'm gonna go Alexander Walker instead and see if that makes it any better. Hero and Powell. So they haven't updated for Hero and Powell being out yet either. Negative 20% ROI if I go Alexander Walker. I'm putting in something they don't like here. I'm going to take out Maxey and leave that spot open. Let's see what it completes the lineup with. Completes the lineup with Banchero and Harden. Okay. Not two guys I was going to go to. All right, it's a 55% ROI, so I guess this is it. Final hand build. The robot had to get me home. Had to get you guys home too, I guess. Harden, Fears, Leonard Miller, Micah Potter, Julian Reese, Tyson Etienne, Derek Queen, Paolo Banchero. Same 2,000 that game. All right, so 2,000 that game on April 8th. There we go. Shout out for Alfonso digging in deep on that one. Yes, so I guess they just wanted to play Goga more. If I had to guess, it's because Carter was banged up and that they just wanted to limit it a little bit more. And then also could be because Goga played well and it earned him more minutes. But I definitely wouldn't expect Goga to get the same minutes again, though. All right, but this is our final lineup. I can live with that. I'll give you guys my splash plays for the day one last time this regular season. Of course, playoffs will be starting next week as well, as soon as those slates are up. But guys, show some love if you can. Hit that like button and subscribe. I've been showing up doing the best I can for you guys all NBA season. And really, I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because it makes me enough money to be able to live the life that I want to live. And obviously the work that I do, I enjoy the stuff. But also for you guys out there, I have shown up here in the hopes that you guys would show up and respond to the way you did. You guys would get results in the ways that it seems like you guys have this year. We've had 100K winners this year. We've had guys finishing on top of tournaments that feel like they never do. I feel really happy about the process, but I'll be happier when the channel's big enough that we're a monolithic thing. We're going strong, even if DFS is maybe not going as strong. So please help me out. Hit that like button and subscribe here, and hopefully it will help things keep moving in the right direction on YouTube. Of course, check out Stokastic as well. All their data, all their tools. Big way I'm able to do what I do is you guys checking out that promo code SPLASH over there. It's money off every package, 15% off no matter what price you're paying, no matter what length you're getting as well, any weekly, monthly, or yearly package. So check it out over there. Really idiot-proof, great DFS lineups. Great partner for me, of course, obviously the content I do, but also, really as a tool, just be able to point you guys there and know that you're not going to get fucked over. You're not going to have a bad experience using my projections. That's what Stokastic gives you too. So check it out for yourself with that promo code SPLASH and really support yourself, support me too. And last but not least, if you want to see these videos continue on into the next season, best way to do that is to sign up at splashplaypodcast.com. Go over there right now, get $10 off compared to what the YouTube channel charges you here. Of course, you still can sign up if you want to get access to splashplaypodcast.com through YouTube. But obviously, I prefer you guys save money. I prefer I get more money while you guys save money. So go to splashplaypodcast.com. $40 a month for VIP, $20 a month for the Squirt Squad tier. You're getting good stuff no matter what package you pick. And really, I think you'll have a good time building better lineups if you go check out my data. The 100,000 contest sims and my projections, of course, for NBA and MLB and soon NFL. All right, splash plays of the day. Right now, and you got to keep in mind, this could move around meaningfully. It's going to be ultimately whatever the top sim win rate guys are when we get to lock. But right now, it's ATN, it's Fears, it's Leonard Miller, just because small forward does kind of suck. Micah Potter right now. Julian Reese would be a core play for me. Derek Queen would be a core play for me. Malachi Smith would be one, even though he didn't make that lineup. And then Maxey's your top pay-up option, but I'm willing to move that around if it happens. But that's the core, I think, for as of right now. Obviously, guys can get ruled out. It can change. But really, Nets being shorthanded, noteworthy. Pelicans being shorthanded, even with the tough matchup. That top three, noteworthy. That's what it's looking like here. But appreciate all you guys being here again. Let's see. Quick, what was the question? From Isaac here. You asked this before, so I'm answering. Do I play NBA DFS? No, I have won tournaments before during COVID, but I just don't have the wherewithal. Like PGA, I kind of would like to play more because it actually does have the big tournaments and stuff. But it's not I like to watch. I basically gamble on the sports I like to watch the most. NBA is the one I like to watch on a daily basis. MLB, I enjoy watching, having it on in the background. I enjoy the data process for that actually more than I enjoy watching games. Though lately with the ABS stuff, it has been more fun. And then for NFL, like that's the one I watch every possible game, like that, the island games, the shitty games, all that. So that's what we both are doing there. But you know, that's really the main thing for me is like I enjoy those sports the most. PGA, I've enjoyed. I have probably played the least of. I do have a PGA data sheet though that I built at one point. MMA, again, I've won before, but I don't. I like the UFC. I feel like doesn't make fights that I like anymore. So that's the tough part for me. But anyway, that's my DFS stuff. Always happy to add more though, because it really is possible for me to spin up anything if I have enough time and have the wherewithal to do it. So just guys, let me know. I know people want WNBA. Again, if you sign up at VIP, send me your receipt. Tell me you signed up just to get WNBA. I'll consider doing it because it'd be very easy to adapt my NBA model to WNBA right now. But that's it. We'll be here for the playoffs, guys. Again, appreciate all you guys who hit the like button and subscribe. Appreciate all the kind words in the chat as well. Shout out to the regulars, you know, guys like Steven Leibovitz, guys like Isaac, who are here every day. Coach Chris, always appreciate seeing him around too on Stokastic and here. But shout out to all you guys who have watched this year, whether you're just a lurker or you're a participant or you're leaving comments. I appreciate it a bunch. And we'll keep doing the work here. MLB continuing on. Check the video from earlier if you're going to play that slate. NBA playoff stuff. We'll keep going strong. And NBA is when I've won my biggest money. So maybe we could do it again. But I'll see you guys again soon. Enjoy your days. Good luck. Shout out to all you guys who've been hanging out all year, or you know, if you're new as well, we got more to come. And I'll see you guys again soon. And money, time, etc. Follow the channel. Follow me at Chris Spags, etc. And have a good weekend, guys. And again, data. I don't think I'm going to do data for Sunday NBA. We'll have data for Saturday MLB. So stay tuned there. But see you guys soon. Good luck. Bye-bye.